The lawn care season is just about upon us. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through everything you need to know about our first and I'd say most important application of the season, and that is putting down a pre-emergent. So let's get out of the weeds. Before I get into today's video, I have a massive announcement. The Out of the Weeds Lawn Guide. This is a 44-page manual showing you everything you need to know to have a beautiful lawn, including the exact schedule that I use for my lawn. This is available now as a digital download, and for those of you who get it in the first few weeks, you can get this for only $10. I truly believe this is going to be a really important tool for you to have a beautiful lawn. So let's get back to the video. So now I've noticed I've started to get some questions from people kind of asking me, hey, what should I be getting? What should I be throwing down? Is now the right time? Should I be planting grass seed? So I want to let's start at kind of step one of where kind of our cool season grasses go throughout the season. So right now for most of us, it's still a little bit too chilly as far as with our soil temperatures to really kind of get started. But for a lot of you, it's going to be coming up here really, really fast. Now, with everything when it comes to lawn care, everything works based on what your average soil temperatures are. That's going to be kind of the methodology we use to determine, hey, this is go time, or hey, it's not quite yet. So for us, the first milestone of what we're looking for with cool season grass, regardless of where you live, is going to be trying to look at that 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit for average soil temperatures. That is going to be the temperature at which you're going to start seeing everything start coming to life. You're going to start noticing, like behind me, the grass is still dormant. You're going to start seeing the grass start greening up. The other critical thing that happens at this time is when crabgrass starts germinating. And that's the big one that everybody likes to try to fight off because it can really start taking over a yard as we get later on in the season. So you're wanting to hunt down that 55-degree average soil temperature. That's where we're kind of the basis of where we start. So a lot of you may be wondering, I don't really know what my soil temperature is. How do I figure that out? Well, you can get literally a soil thermometer and measure it yourself, but I wouldn't even recommend doing that. You can just search online for a soil temperature map. I know there's one that I use quite a bit. I just Google screencast soil temperatures, and you can go to this website, type in literally what town you live in, and it'll show you average soil temperatures. And then you can even look at a calendar view and it'll give you like 5 and 10-year averages. And so you can literally look at a calendar and see kind of the ramp up. So you can look at the temperatures in your area and see, hey, this is our 55-degree mark, which is going to be go time for putting down our pre-emergent. What we have to be cautious of is because if we go too early, then we run the risk of kind of being ahead of it, leading when the crabgrass and that's going to germinate, because hey, we're still maybe getting another snow and just the temperatures just aren't right. And then if we're too late, we wait too long, then we've missed it with the pre-emergent. Because what a pre-emergent is goal is the pre-emergent is going to stop the crabgrass from actually fully germinating to where you see it. The moment the crabgrass starts to germinate, the pre-emergent will create a vapor barrier there and help kind of disrupt the cell division of the plant into where it just knocks it completely out and you don't ever even see it. And so that's kind of why you want to hit that window somewhat pretty close. Now you don't have to be, hey, the day it hits 55, because everything's different year after year, but you want to try to target right around that range. So let's kind of take a look here, do some examples, and find out where a 55-degree soil temperature average is for some of you with cool season grass.
Okay, so you can see here, if you live in Indianapolis, Indiana, that your 55-degree average is somewhere around the beginning of April. But if you live in Bismarck, North Dakota, you're looking at an average temperature of 55 right around the beginning of May. So you do have a slight difference there. Now, let's take a look at the other two. We have Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You're also looking right around the beginning of April. Whereas then if you live in Nashville, Tennessee, you're looking at towards the early part of March kind of being your average for 55 degrees. So you can see quite a difference depending on where you live.
So now you can kind of see roughly where you may end up being as far as when temperatures hit 55 degrees. let's kind of talk about what you're really targeting with pre-emergent. Now, pre-emergent is going to mostly be targeting your grassy weeds like your foxtail, crabgrass, and those ones. It's not going to be as effective and really be targeting a lot of the broadleaf weeds that we typically see, the main one being dandelions, which also pop up right at the beginning of the season. So there can be a lot of confusion where you're thinking, hey, when I'm putting down this pre-emergent, hey, I'm also taking out crabgrass, I'm just covering all weeds. But that's not really the case. When you're doing pre-emergent, you're kind of playing the long game. You're kind of targeting weeds that you typically won't see till a little bit later in the season. When it comes to our broadleaf weeds, a lot of that's going to be taken care of with post-emergent. Kind of once you see it pop up, taking it out and knocking it out there before they get a chance to kind of spread for year after year. And so just kind of want you to differentiate those two. When we're talking about pre-emergents, you're typically going to see three main herbicides, and that's going to be Prodiamine, Dithiopyr, and Mesotrione. Now, all three kind of serve their purposes, but they're all trying to accomplish a lot of the similar things. Beginning with Prodiamine. In my personal opinion, Prodiamine is the best one to put down of the three because it's going to last the longest in the soil, and I believe be the most effective with the pre-emergent. What you do have to watch with Prodiamine is that it is a pre-emergent only and gives you essentially no post-emergent effectiveness. You got to make sure your timing is somewhat accurate when you're putting down Prodiamine. It also is a bright yellow color and is going to need watered in pretty much right away with about a ½ inch of water. So when you put Prodiamine down, you're going to want to try to time it up with when you're going to get a rain. Typically in the spring, this isn't that hard because a lot of times rain is just around the corner. Other options you can do is you can put down essentially liquid versions that you mix with water, so it's kind of already getting watered in. Now, I personally typically use a granular product, which I'll show you here in a little bit. Next, Dithiopyr. That's going to be the one that you see most commonly in the big box stores. At my recent trip that I just showed you some of those bags, you notice on literally every single of those bags, you didn't see Prodiamine, you saw Dithiopyr. And the reason that is because Dithiopyr gives you a little bit more of kind of a foolproof option because they recognize, the big box stores and these big companies recognize that a lot of homeowners aren't really doing research into when's the best time to put things down. So they want to kind of help get some of those late stragglers in that are a little bit late to the game, that throw something down and still think that the product works. Because with Dithiopyr, you're actually going to get a little bit of post-emergent effectiveness and some pre-emergent effectiveness. It's not just going to last as long as what your Prodiamine is in the soil. But what can happen here is if you're somebody, say, who doesn't know anything about grass, you're just new to the game, and you go to the store, oh, crabgrass preventer, let's get it, throw it down. But hey, you're actually a month late on it, you can throw this down and you may actually catch some of that crabgrass that has already started to germinate that Prodiamine wouldn't have caught. And so that's why you see in the big box stores, they essentially try to want to make it as easy and attainable for anybody to kind of get into lawns and have some success. They don't want you buying a crabgrass preventer, you threw it down a month late and not really realizing it, and next thing you know, you have a bunch of crabgrass problem. You're like, I don't like this product. So that's why they stick a lot of times with Dithiopyr. The thing to note with both Prodiamine and Dithiopyr is you cannot seed with it. So if you're planning on doing any seeding jobs, you do not want to put down either one of those products. Now, I personally wouldn't recommend seeding in the spring because it is not the best time. For cool season grass, the fall is going to be a much better time to seed. I've made plenty of videos about that, so check out some of the videos that I have on my channel talking about the best time to seed and why fall is far superior than the spring. Now, if you do have some little patch areas, that'll be just fine, but trying to do a big seed job in the spring can a lot of times lead to a lot of difficulty. So this leads us to the last type of pre-emergent we can put down, and that's Mesotrione. Oftentimes you'll see it called Tenacity, or I'll typically use one on this channel called Terosity. And so those are just essentially the brand names of it. But Mesotrione is the actual herbicide. With this one, you actually can put it down at the time of seeding, and it can be used as both a pre-emergent and a post-emergent. And so that's where it kind of differentiates itself. If you're going to be doing seeding, that's going to be the one that you're going to want to go to. All right, so here we have a bag of pre-emergent. You can see here, Stonewall 007. And see, apply at the beginning of the growing season to enhance crabgrass control.
And if you look here, active ingredients, Prodiamine. And so this is what I'll typically be putting down at the beginning of the season. You can see here what it controls on the back. You see your crabgrass there. You will notice there are some broadleaf weeds on here. Most of the time this application is going to be targeting grassy weeds. Now when we talk about broadleaf weeds versus grassy weeds are going to be the weeds that look similar to what our good grass looks like. They're going to be typically green and have leaves similar to just our grass. When it comes to broadleaf weeds, those are going to be weeds that are all different shapes, colors, sizes, that just don't look anything like it. You look in your yard and you're like, what in the world is that thing? That's probably going to be a broadleaf weed. And so that's kind of the differentiator between. And then always typically think a good mindset to be in is pre-emergent for grassy, post-emergent for broadleaf. And that's going to be kind of how we typically target. We have the shield is our pre-emergent, the sword is our post-emergent. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what I'm doing here on this channel, please like and subscribe. And just follow along with this channel as I'm going to keep putting out more videos each week talking about what you can expect and kind of showing you hands-on how to put down pre-emergent. I'm going to be doing a video on putting down the pre-emergent. I'll do a video on talking about some of the post-emergent and what we can do to help control some of those dandelions that are going to be hitting us very early in the season. So stick around with me all season long as we get out of the weeds and into a beautiful lawn.